Hey, good Monday morning to you. It's 9:41 a.m. and I just gathered all of the items that I'm going to be shipping out this morning. Yesterday was a pretty busy sales day. I believe I did in the neighborhood of $302 in gross sales. So that wasn't too gross for me. So I'm going to show you some of this stuff and then I'm going to try to get it packed up because it's going to be a bit of a hassle because there's some larger items here and it's going to be a pain. Alright, the first item we've got going out is this Krups Espresso 871 carafe. I picked this machine up last Monday and I've sold most of the parts already. This glass sold for $13.99 plus the buyer's paying $5.99 shipping. And then the next item we've got going out is this vintage club aluminum 10-inch Dutch oven. I paid $5 for this up at the Salvation Army and it sold for $24.99 plus the buyer paid $12.50 shipping. And the next item we've got going out is this vintage boombox radio. This thing sat on my desk forever. You guys probably saw that a couple times. I just decided eventually that I've got to sell this thing. It's cool as hell to look at, but it's in my way. The tape does work on it, but not very good. So I had to sell it cheap. So I sold it for $18 plus the buyer paid $17.54 shipping. I think I picked that up at Savers for like $3. Then I sold this little vintage Lesney number 21 bottle float milk delivery truck. I think I had lowered the price down to like $10 plus shipping and still nobody was buying it. But somebody sent me an offer of $3.98 plus shipping and I decided, you know what, this guy is going to appreciate it, so there you go, pal. All you. And he actually sent me a message and said thank you. We've got that portable GE radio going out. It's supposed to play like TV broadcasts and stuff, but I don't think it does that anymore. I picked that up at Savers a long time ago. It sold for $12.99 plus the buyer paid $11.10 shipping. A few days ago I was telling you guys about how a buyer contacted me about these doors. And I told you I had forgot about it, but then I realized I need to get back to this guy. I want to get rid of these damn things. So I went ahead and rushed some photos and got a little listing going. And there's 7 of these doors, and this is about the end of them. So he went ahead within a few hours and purchased the auction at $126 plus $15.50 shipping. I told him I'm going to go ahead and get that in a medium flat rate box. And surprisingly enough, the only one left that was listed was this broken door. And within hours, somebody came in and purchased it for $14.99 plus $7.95 shipping. Then we've got that KitchenAid SNFGA pasta maker attachment part. I picked this up at the Savers for $9.99 plus I used a discount, so I got it for about $8. And I actually had this thing in my redonate pile. And then one day I was looking at it. I said, why are you in the redonate pile? And I brought it out. I cleaned it up. I posted it on eBay. And within about 2 months, it sold for $29.99. Plus the buyer paid $23.60. But I'm actually going to use a flat rate box on that. And then this part right here sold. This is that Breville piece. This thing has been listed since November. And there's no real rhyme or reason why this wasn't selling. It was priced right. It's in relatively good shape. It's just, I guess, the time of year people really weren't concerned too much about juicing. But it sold yesterday for $19.99, free shipping. And then we sold the first part of that Hero Quest game. It was a set of 7 dice, and that sold for $29.99, plus the buyer paid $4.99 shipping. And then somebody came in and purchased this complete copy of The Simpsons for the Wii, and they paid $21.99 shipped. And then somebody came in yesterday and purchased this Capresso 202 part. This sold for $19.99 with free shipping. And there's one thing I wanted to mention that's related to that. I got a return request yesterday on the actual base that goes for that part. This item sold for $9.99 to a buyer, plus they paid for a flat rate envelope. You know, I feel a little taken advantage of because they said it doesn't work. They said that it will not turn on. And honestly, guys, you know, I might be wrong, but I'm not so sure. When I listed that item, I actually listed it in use with the little blue button on, and then I took a photograph of the froth in this container, and it was like picture number 11 in the listing. So I actually sent the buyer a message and I said, hey, listen, I was curious, did you see any damage on the item? I'd like to get an insurance claim going. And it hasn't even been 24 hours, but she didn't even message me. So I'm really thinking that there was nothing wrong with this at all, and she's probably trying to either, 1, get a free item, or 2, send me back her broken item. So that's one of the reasons I was telling you guys that I believe that most of the time eBay buyers are good people. I mean, at the very least, she could message me and say, hey, you know, I just can't get it to turn on. I can believe that, but trying to avoid my message, it just seems fishy to me. But that's how it is on eBay, guys. If the buyer says something's broken, then eBay says it's broken, and that's all there is to it. You can get upset about it, but there's really not a whole lot you can do. So I would say if this does happen to you, just deal with it. Don't think too much about it and get back to work because you've got other money to be making. And then while I was pulling all the orders, this guy right here sold. If you guys remember, I picked this up at the Salvation Army free box a few weeks ago maybe. It's a golden book and it talks about tablet weaving. So it didn't cost me a nickel, which is my favorite kind of pickup. And this book sold for $19.99 with free shipping. So I'm going to get out of here and start working on this stuff because I know it's going to take a while to pack it all. We'll talk to you guys in a few minutes. Alright, so while I was packing up these orders, this puzzle right here just sold. If you guys remember, I picked these up last week at the Salvation Army. She had just put them out, and I think they were like $4 a piece minus discount, so like $3.40. I grabbed 2 of them, and so I still got 1 left. And this item sold for $19.99 plus shipping. Somebody just bought this really nice Rawlings glove. It's actually a very nice glove. They paid $17.98 plus priority shipping. Whenever I sell gloves like this, I just pop it in a flat rate envelope. Sometimes if it's a larger glove, I'll use the legal envelope, but it always works out pretty good. I always like to take a little bit of this tape and just kind of put some tape over the seam there. And that way you don't have to worry about it coming open on you. I'll just pop a label on that and put that right in the box. I'm just out here walking around in the garage, and I'm putting some work in today. This little corner over here was just slam full of stuff. A lot of it was things I was going to donate. Some of it was kind of trash, like this thing over here I got at a yard sale. Now that actually sells for like 20 to 30 bucks, but it's all jacked up and everything. I'm not going to try to sell that. So that's going right in that big trash bag, which I've already filled up halfway. I was going to donate these vintage figures. I don't think they're worth a lot of money, but I think I'm just going to try to sell them for $20 for all of them or something and see what happens. I don't know. There's some other stuff I'm going to try to donate here. I'm probably going to just get all this stuff picked up, and then I'm going to eventually run the shop vac out here too. Oh, well, hello. I didn't think you'd make it. I'm just hanging out here in the van at the house. I want to test this vintage Radio Shack CB radio. I picked this up a long time ago with the Savers, and it's been in my death pile. And I know it works because I tested it when I bought it, but I want to test it again. I would say it's probably from the 90s. It's got some cool graphics on it. Check this lady out. She looks very woodsy. She looks like Paula Bunyan. Check this guy out here. Hey, Bill, I need you to get the plans down here. Time is money. Time is money, Bill. I used to play with these a lot when I was a kid. And when I was in Boy Scouts, we had these too. It was quite a bit of fun, but this one looks like a fancy one though. Unfortunately, this particular one doesn't have the battery pack. I think this is actually this is the plug-in pack right here, and there's one that's a battery, but this particular one doesn't have it. But that's okay. I think somebody will still buy this. I'm going through the channels right now, but I haven't heard anything yet. Anybody got their ears on for a radio check? I've got some items that I'd like to photograph today. A lot of this stuff is from my death piles. I recently pulled out all of these lenses. They were in a bag that I got at the Salvation Army in Portsmouth a few years ago. And this bag's been on my shelf just for like 3 years. And I finally just got all these lenses out, and I started looking them up. I think this is a $30 lens. I paid 15 bucks for the bag. I had to throw the bag away because it had all these wasp nests in it and all kinds of, it was just really gross. So I got to clean them up a little bit, just figure out how much to sell them for, and I'll work it out somehow. And there's some other little accessories like filters and, you know, stuff like that. I think it was either last week or the week before I bought that big bag of Hot Wheels. I just listed a small iPod, and I've got 2 more and a Sansa MP3 player that I also need to list. I decided to put those lenses and all that stuff into a bag and just donate them. I don't really know the first thing about lenses, and anything at all that goes wrong could be a return, a problem, so I've decided just to let somebody else mess with them. And maybe there's a hobbyist that'll enjoy them. That person would know more about that stuff than I do, and I just don't want to chance it. I'm actually really enjoying not going to the Salvation Army, just because the stuff that I've been finding lately is a lot of long tail, low-end stuff. It's not so much the spending of the money that bothers me. It's just that if I feel like it's going to take a long time to get my money back, then I get really frustrated. And the stuff that they've been putting out just has not been top-notch lately. So I'm just happy to stay home and try to get some stuff done. I'm really proud of the stuff that I got done today. I did a lot of cleaning, and I'm doing some listing now. It was a very productive day, and I'm hoping to have another one tomorrow. Since I'm going to South Carolina soon, I'm just trying to get this place straightened up because I plan on coming back with a lot, and I mean a lot of stuff. So I'm going to need all the room I can. So if it's old inventory, or if it's something I don't think I can make very much money on, or if it's going to take a very long time to sell, it's got to go. But anyway, guys, I think I'm going to end this video, continue listing my items, try to get a few bucks in the bank, and we'll talk to you guys shortly. You guys have a wonderful night. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and we'll talk soon.